This is lighting test key versus fill. Um, in here we have a hard key light and a soft fill light. Both the same temperature, it appears, and we're just changing the f-stop on the fill. Now, from take one, there's nothing, and the shot's way underexposed. You can't see anything. It's all dark. In take two, we use a very high f-stop, which is a bit too much for this sort of shot. It could be nice if it was like a dark shot at night sort of thing, but generally I would stay away from that personally. When we get to take four of all these, the f-stop slowed a bit, and the color board white really matches with the white of the wall, the background, which I think is really good. It's a nice level of exposure, and yeah, I think this would be what I'd do going on forward. There doesn't seem to be any other bits of light in the shot that I can see. So yeah, I think that's generally my take on that. Now this is the exposure test. As it says at the start, f-stop is closing down one stop at a time. So in the first take, there is and the shot's decently exposed. I think it's helped by the white walls being so close, and just the lighting in general. But once the f-stop's applied, the exposure goes down as expected, and everything in the image just loses color or blends into each other. The box in the bottom seems to lose a lot of its color. It reflects off the white, but in the darkness part of the box, it's just invisible. It's just blends. It's completely underexposed. Blends into nothing. And then on the final take, it's just so underexposed. There's just no point. I would not use this personally. I would not go this far with the f-stop. In this sort of lighting with this sort of background, you want to keep it light because going too heavy on the f-stops can really affect your exposure, especially when you have this like dark background, and it's sort of shown by even when it's so underexposed, the white walls on the side are still decently visible. Yeah. Soft versus hard key light. Here are the stats. So on the left we have a soft light, it seems, and on the right we have a hard light. Immediately the exposure is different. As the image goes, you have the soft light and the hard light. The hard light's definitely underexposed. For this sort of shot, again, I'll mention the background. It's just you generally don't want to go too far on the f-stops. But the lighting has a big impact as well. The soft lighting is way more suited for this sort of thing. Especially because there's a silk panel underneath the subject. which is reflecting light from underneath. You can see some parts of the clothes here are lit up from like a downward angle or upward angle, I suppose. And the colours remain like fine, perfect. However, in the hard light, it's definitely underexposed. I wouldn't do this personally. I don't really like this sort of lighting. The colours don't really match up. Good for like a crime scene sort of thing, or like an interview, criminal interrogation. That's what I meant. So yeah, but I'd be careful going on with this sort of thing. You can see that the light is to the right on the soft light as it's coming in from the right to the left. On the hard light, it's seemingly above, but like towards the camera. It's still coming in from the right, but it doesn't seem like it's from the same place as the soft light, judging by the shadow. And that's another thing to mention. The shadows is that the shadows from the soft light are very minimal, and they blend sort of nicely into the background. There's no hard shadows, which is nice for this sort of shot. However, on the hard light, the shadows jut out and they obscure like the background and underneath the table. It's just not very bright.